Muldoon?
Can you account for all maintenance personnel at the present moment?
Maintenance. Hold on. I'm pulling up the roster now.
This concerns maintenance shed Delta 7, the small bunker out in the jungle by the drainage run.
Delta 7? Yeah, I know the one. Why?
Ray, I checked the shed a minute ago. Door's locked, and now I'm hearing something inside.
Inside the shed.
Pounding. On the door.
Hold on, Muldoon. I pulled up crew locations. Alright. Maintenance teams are accounted for. 2 in the vehicle depot, 1 in the north fence line sector. Electrical crew is over at the geothermal plant.
Anyone scheduled for Delta 7?
No, nobody's assigned there today.
Anyone missing from their stations?
Not that I'm seeing.
Ray, something is definitely inside this shed.
You sure it's not equipment, pump cycling, or something?
No pump makes a noise like someone hitting a steel door.
The door is still locked from the outside, right?
Locked. I checked it myself not 30 seconds ago.
You want me to send someone out there?
Negative, not yet.
Muldoon, if someone's trapped in
The
there...
keypad is on the outside. Door can be opened from within.
Okay.
And you're certain no one's scheduled to be here?
Positive. Muldoon, could it be an animal got in somehow? You know there's a fair few monkeys here.
Oh, I know.
What do you want to do?
First thing I want to know is if your system can tell me when that door was last opened.
Checking. Give me a second. Okay, the last logged access to Delta 7 was yesterday morning. Routine inspection.
By who?
Maintenance tech Alvarez.
And he came back out?
Yes, at 10:34 a.m.
And since then?
No entries. The door hasn't been opened since.
Ray, whatever is hitting that door wasn't in there yesterday then.
I can't say. There are no surveillance cams on Delta 7. What do you want me to do? Muldoon? Update me, Muldoon.
Where is Alvarez now?
He should be at one of the vehicle depots according to the roster. Why?
Check on him right now.
Okay, one moment.
Tell me, Ray.
Yep, maintenance tech Alvarez is at the vehicle depot.
You're positive?
Yes, he was telling me about his team spotting a discolored compy. He said it wasn't green, it was brown.
Ray, send me Robbie. Tell him to bring a trank and a torch. I'll call you later.
Afternoon, Muldoon.
Jerry, in your travels around the island, what would you say is the largest non-dinosaur we have around here?
Oh, probably a howler monkey. Have you seen one of them around?
I wanted to kill one earlier this month.
Why?
What's the largest howler you've seen?
They can get pretty big, up to 4 feet tall. Pretty strong, too.
All right. Thanks, Jerry.
Sure.
Who do you think this belongs to, Robbie?
I don't know. All maintenance personnel wear a red helmet.
Keep this door wide open behind you. Haven't been in here for a while now. Where's the light switch?
Here. Oh, looks like it's dead. There's another one at the bottom of the stairs.
Keep the torch right over my shoulder and tail me.
Got it. What do you think, Muldoon?
I'm hoping it's a howler that's gotten in, found a safety helmet, and is now...
Shit, Muldoon, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay, Robbie.
How's it feel?
I think I've sprained it.
Can you put weight on it?
Oh.
Okay, that's a no. You stay here, Muldoon. I'll have a quick look around.
No, Robbie.
I've got my trank, I've got my torch. I'll flick the lights on and we're good. 1 minute and I'll be back. Then I'll help you back up the stairs.
Robbie.
Hey, who came to your rescue yesterday? I need you to let go of the idea that I'm a junior. I want to progress up the ladder.
Robbie, you're no junior. You're the only one I rely on.
Then rely on me this time. 1 minute, I'll find this monkey and turn the power on from the box. And then I'm out.
Be careful, Robbie.
I got this, Muldoon. I thought there was a light switch here. What's the deal? Muldoon, what are you doing?
Robbie, bring your torch here.
What did you find?
I don't know.
I couldn't find anything. You okay?
You seeing this all right, Muldoon?
Pictures coming through clear. What am I looking at?
Just give me a second.
I haven't been to Site B in so long.
I want to show you our progress here.
Progress? This should be interesting.
And then it takes...
Oh,
get to
I've lost you.
the
Tony?
bar just behind here. And then I can show you if the image is not coming through all right, Muldoon.
It's chopping out here and there, Tony.
Yeah, communication is a disaster here. Tell me if you can't see.
Okay, no, it's better now. Oh wow, they've grown considerably since I last saw them.
10 months old, hatched within 3 days of each other, practically raised together from the moment they could stand. Tyrannosaurs, male on the right, female on the left. Look at the way she's leaning into him there. See that?
I do.
They do that all the time. Nuzzling, leaning, sleeping side by side. It's not something we expected at all.
Yet those two look like litter mates in a kennel.
exactly my thinking. We've been watching them for months, and they're virtually inseparable. If one moves, the other follows. If one beds down, the other curls up right beside it.
That could complicate things later on, Tony.
It might, but right now, it's fascinating. Social bonding in tyrannosaurs wasn't something the models predicted. The geneticists were expecting more territorial behavior even at this age.
And instead you've got them cuddling.
That's one word for it. I'd call it affiliative behavior, early stage pair bonding. Could be developmental comfort, or maybe tyrannosaurs were more socially tolerant than we thought.
How big are they now?
About 2 meters nose to tail. Still awkward, all legs and curiosity, but they're growing fast. Another year and there'll be something else entirely. The female, see the heavier skull ridge starting to form?
I see it.
She's developing beautifully. Strong bone structure, stable temperament, excellent feeding response. If she keeps progressing the way she is for another year or so, I think she'd be a prime candidate for transfer over to the park.
To the park?
Exactly. 2-year-old tyrannosaur, young enough to adapt to a new enclosure, old enough to handle transport stress.
Tony, you're aware the adult we've got hasn't even taken kindly to the juvenile we already house.
I've read the reports. Dominance displays, intimidation, some chasing.
More than chasing, she's made it quite clear she doesn't want the youngster in her territory.
That's expected though, isn't it? Tyrannosaurs are apex predators, territorial by design.
Which raises the question why anyone would want to add another.
Well, out here we're not just observing animals, we're refining them, testing combinations, trying things the park can't risk doing in front of guests, such as permitting embryos to develop into males. That's a male tyrannosaur right there. We have 2 others, engineered deliberately.
Here, it's all sandwich, no sausage.
On Nublar, yes. Out here we have a little more freedom. The whole point of this island is engineering and experimentation.
And what exactly are you experimenting toward?
Reproduction.
Natural breeding.
Precisely. If we can get stable breeding populations, the economics change overnight. No more expensive cloning cycles every time we want a new animal.
You just breed them like livestock.
In a sense, yes. One successful pair could produce multiple offspring over time. That's a massive reduction in costs compared to building every animal in the lab.
Provided they don't eat one another first.
That's why we're studying their development now. Behavior, compatibility, hierarchy formation, everything.
And the female you're showing me?
She's calm, observant, adaptable, exactly the sort of temperament the park prefers.
You make it sound like you're selecting racehorses.
It's not that far off, honestly. You've got to admit, though. Look at them.
I am.
2 tyrannosaurs behaving like house cats. If someone had told me that 5 years ago, I'd have laughed them off the island.
Tell me, who decides which animals make the cut for Nublar?
It's a committee. Genetics, veterinary, behavioral paleo, myself or Sarah. Hammond or Wu have the final say, though.
And the criteria?
Stability first. Animals that handle confinement without excessive stress. Predictable feeding behavior. Limited aggression toward barriers or vehicles. Visual appeal helps too. Remember, Muldoon, these animals are going to be seen by tourists eventually. Why do you ask?
Who approved the big one to come to the park?
Probably Wu.
Of course. And beneath the lodge will be a series of glass viewing areas that look out onto this tributary of the Jungle River that runs through the aviary. There isn't much in here at the moment, just some fish, but the idea is to stock this tank with marine reptiles and whatnot that guests can view on foot. This tank is netted off from the rest of the river so the animals don't swim out. And the Jungle River cruise ride won't pass through this area, but through the water current deeper within the aviary. And they've definitely got their work cut out for them. Terratop's lodge is still far from completion. When finished, the lodge will serve as a second form of accommodation high within the aviary. Progress is the slowest on this attraction, though, I think it's because some of the workmen here are hesitant. They say they don't like working within the animal enclosures, especially when the animals are also within the enclosures. But John and Henry insist on acclimatizing them even before work inside the aviary has wrapped up. John and Henry clearly have never worked with animals. You can't judge an animal the moment it steps into a new enclosure. Not a predator, not a herbivore, not anything with a pulse and instincts intact. First thing it does is assess every smell, every sound, every boundary. It's not living yet, it's calculating. Where's water? Where's shelter? Where's the threat? Until it answers those questions, you're not seeing the animal, you're seeing a reaction. Acclimatization is the difference between behavior and stress. People are quick to label an animal aggressive, or docile, or unstable, when in truth, it's just displaced. You take something out of its known environment and drop it into a new one. It will test that environment. It'll pace, it'll probe fences, it'll refuse food or gorge on it. None of that tells you what the animal is. It only tells you it doesn't trust where it is yet. You give it time, though, things start to settle. Movement becomes deliberate instead of frantic. Feeding becomes routine. It begins to map its territory, establish comfort zones, preferred paths. That's when you start learning something useful. That's when patterns emerge. And patterns are what keep people alive. Out here, that process matters more than anywhere I've worked. These animals aren't just wild. They're engineered, placed into environments that are approximations at best. If you rush the judgment, if you decide too early that something fits or doesn't, you're making that call on incomplete information. And with animals like the ones here, incomplete information gets people hurt, or worse. So you watch, you wait, you let the animal tell you what it is on its own terms. Only then do you decide whether it belongs or whether it never should have been brought here in the first place. And on that sober note, that ends my log of... Christ, I forgot these guys were in here too. Nautilus. I think there's a handful of them in this tank. Majestic creatures, and really give off a prehistoric feel that boosts the aesthetic of what Jurassic Park is striving to achieve. Oh, Christ.